Okay guys, we're back inside Helldivers 2 and we've got quite a lot to go over today, and yes, this time we actually have a lot to go over today, as we've got an update to the major order as well as the Baskinator going back at a few of the players inside of the Discord with regards to communication. Cephas has finally come in, who's an Arrowhead developer, and is talking about actions and a roadmap that makes sense for their game. So we're going to talk about all of that today and so much more, to be completely honest. So we're going to dive on into everything we've got happening. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that makes energy and nutrition products for gamers. Now, this is loads more effective and a healthier option to those tinned alternatives that we're all used to, and it'll also help you perform to your highest potential. Now, it's also completely keto friendly, less than 1 calorie, and completely sugar free. This is absolutely incredible. They've got a load of flavors, snacks, accessories, and so much more. Via the link in the description, use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. But with that being said, let's see what's going on inside of the game, because it has been quite a difficult read this morning, seeing everything that's happening so far. Now, starting off, we have a major order update. We obviously failed the last MO, and that means that we do not get the MD8 gas mines, which a lot of people are actually disappointed about, because it turns out that they were probably one of the better mines that we had the alternative to using, although we, by the skin of our teeth, completely lost that major order by not managing to get the final planet. Now, it states right here, too few planets were liberated by the Helldivers to rectify the current chlorine shortage, delaying production of the MD8 gas mines. In the short term, sodium stores have been redirected for non-essential pediatric nutritional supplements to enable chlorine production from weaponry. Incentive programs for salt miner assignments have also been augmented. Meanwhile, the investigation into the recent increase of the non-approved absences in our outer colonies has been concluded. The cause has been attributed to a small epidemic of navigational errors while hiking. New land navigation training has been made available, and the issue should be shortly redressed. Now, this is obviously going to be a bit of a nightmare, because the likelihood is the next demo that we get for a new stratagem will be the MD8 gas mines, and we're kind of at a point now where we've had the conversation 100 times that this is not content, man. It's just not content. Popping up one random stratagem every so often, it doesn't really classify like that to me. But we're going to talk about some stuff happening inside of the Discord, because the Baskinator has, she bit back a few times. Now, a lot of people have been obviously complaining with regards to the game about stating that they have no idea what's going on. They have no idea what's happening. Is anything even coming, or are they wasting their time on a game that isn't going to produce what it is that they need to produce? And the Baskinator responded back with this. She states, well, the Arrowhead devs are not required or expected to hang out and chat. I don't want people to feel like that's always going to be a thing. I'm grateful for any green names that do pop up in here and give their time, especially when it comes to our higher ups. Their schedules are so packed, and they're usually, when they do come in here, it's after office hours. Now, Cephas has also been in here at like 9 or 10 p.m. before, same with Peterstead and Shams, which obviously they are the top dogs, and we haven't seen much of them just recently. And she follows up with, when it comes to the reveals, teasers, and dates, we do have expectations that are set elsewhere, and sometimes we're unable to give answers that satisfy everyone's desires. I will always try to share things with the community if I can, but sometimes I will not be able to do it, or I won't be able to do it in a way that makes everyone happy. Now, we obviously understand that, and I can completely agree that we can't always give us the information that we want, but it would be nice just to receive absolutely any information and then actually follow up on it. And since Twinbeard's been and gone, and now his removal from the company is finalized, people are now kicking off, stating that you're not communicating with us, the community. You're not telling us anything that we need to know, and there's no actual information coming from absolutely anywhere. And she states, we've been chatting in here a lot though. Just yesterday, I told folks at the channel that there wouldn't be a update today. In fact, I haven't been super active chatting today because I've had a bunch of other tasks to finish up. Cephas has also been chatting in here for the past 3 days or so. We're trying to answer questions and talk to people as much as we can. I don't have a date I can tell you for anything. Now, this is obviously the problem. People are wanting information, and it's not that they're not active in the chat, because they are in there, but talking about food and what they did on their weekend really isn't exactly exactly what it is that the community are wanting to hear, so you're never really going to keep them happy with that regard. But it does intend that Cephas has obviously given some information with regards to some stuff that could potentially be coming. Now again, they were complaining about radio silence. It seems to be something that's a common trend right now, but Cephas responded with, "I see your point, and it's complicated. The Flamethrower nerf was a combination of two separate bug fixes, caused for an unseeable balance change that we didn't manage to properly notice in time. It took us 60 days to get together, come up with a plan of action, and then enact it, giving you the positive results that you saw. Sure, we could have done that much faster at the risk of stability, but we know that that's been a reoccurring issue, so we tried to work as fast as possible within our limits. We haven't had proper comms, and we only recently hired a marketing manager with the intention of increasing our external comms. We're currently discussing the format for a roadmap that makes sense for our game. Update is coming. I would love to do more streams and community engagement, and part of that effort is me being here. I hope that makes sense." Now, Cephas is an Arrowhead developer, not a community manager. It's getting a little disappointing that we're getting more from the developers than what we actually are from the community managers, but it is really nice that they were able to actually expel that information. So a massive shout out to Cephas for that one. Hopefully the market manager does you proud and actually manages to bring some sort of roadmap and some sort of info marketing wise towards the community at some stage, because it's looking pretty bleak out here, man. Now at the moment, obviously we are wanting more content, and the next statement that Cephas actually made, I need to know whether you guys think this is a positive or a negative. It states, "We've been trying to catch up with the absolute explosion at launch, restructuring teams, switching over production to a live service model, bring co-dev studios on board, adapting and utilizing the resources Sony provide us, and generally just changing our mentality at the studio. These things take time, and I personally feel like we're only just beginning to hit our stride." Now, as an overall, it's a really good statement. My problem is at the end is when Cephas actually states that personally they feel like they're just beginning to hit their stride. Well, at the moment there is no stride in the public domain, so I'm really hoping that their stride in the back office domain is working really, really well, and we start to see it soon. But what we do know that they are working on is they are working on some higher difficulties, which I'm hoping brings in new biomes and new mission types, and they don't just make the outstanding things harder, because my lord, man, this difficulty does not classify as content either. We've already had this conversation. But Cephas states right here, yes, we have a number of different systems the games need to run on, and performance is a big limitation to that we're capable of doing. And it's a consistent tug of war as we keep introducing new content. There's a number of creative ways to increase difficulty without turning enemies to bullet sponges, and we are carefully looking into how to introduce higher difficulties without worsening the player experience. Again, I'm literally just repeating myself over and over and over here, but it's nice to get some sort of clarification from somebody, because at the moment I think that we're really stuck in a little bit of a black hole per se, and yes, mind the pun, because apparently the Baskinator says it is just a normal black hole, which I think right now that point is like not needed. I think as certain points in the past where they've made jokes like bugs don't fly and stuff like that is really been quite helpful and quite funny, and it's come at a really good time. Although at the moment right now that black hole is just a black hole, so either the Baskinator isn't lying and it's a normal black hole, or they're just doing that thing where they backhand it and just hopefully say nothing until eventually it just drops, which would be great, but it just actually hasn't ever dropped. So we're kind of stuck in that steady flow right now. I'm in a weird state of mind with Helldivers. I absolutely love it and I really want it to do well, but unfortunately every single day we post up a new video of something that somebody from Arrowhead has said, and they always just seem to will never really produce anything off the back end of it. I've seen so many comments of Twinbeard or the Baskinator or Cephas or somebody from the team themselves stating that they're working on doing this and they're working on doing that, and I'm still yet to really see anything. And I'm aware that these things do take time, but right now the game is just in a really bad state, and we seem to be in this looping cycle where it hits a bad state and then they release something and then it goes really, really well again. After the 60-day patch we saw it then, and hopefully we can see it again. But right now you can read the comment sections of most videos. The community really aren't happy, and it's kind of disappointing to see. Nonetheless, unfortunately that's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.